And this is the segment that I'm going to put on YouTube for people to look at what's going on here. So the things I've done here, it does not look much different from what I showed you last time. But what I've done basically is I've cleaned the cabinet, hoovered it out, and kind of did some novus on the inside, and like basically all the cabinet work is done, right? So new buttons, new plunger. I put some Pinball Pro speakers in. The Flipper Fidelity, they didn't have the back box speakers there, and I'm right now using the existing wiring, which I don't know if it's a very good idea or not, and I will probably learn that the hard way, how that's going to pan out. The sound tests kind of work okay, but it's not as much sound coming out of the cabinet as I wanted, so I probably need to insert the volume controller that comes with the kit to get that done. So I cleaned out the back box. I'm really happy about how the back glass and the Translight actually cleaned up, because the Translight and the glass was in really rough condition. It was like glue everywhere, and it was dirty, and I just thought it was going to look like shit. But with the cleaning it up and putting the Comet faceted 2 SMD sanded up on top, of course, makes it look just absolutely gorgeous and perfect. And I also have I think there's like 12 SMDs flashers for the back box as well. But it's not, that's what we're seeing flashing now. That's just a GI flashing. And another thing that I need to show on the camera here is I've done a little thing here. So one of my favorite mods here, I just need to see how this kind of looks on the camera here. You can kind of see how the black and white contrast on the score display is kind of showing quite distinctively, right? And that is very normal for aftermarket displays, because this is a pin score display system that's put in here. I think it's the one that they sell from Marco's. So what I do to kind of prevent that ugliness, I've done it on my TNA, on my Fly 2000, it looks great. And that is basically just put in a smoke tinted vinyl on the inside of the Translight, right? So you kind of just cut out, let me see if I can get a good zoom view of that. So you just kind of cut out the frame, which is transparent in the let me see, there we go. So what you do is you just cut out pieces that are like with 2 millimeters or so overlap of the window frame, and you just smack that on the back there, and it kind of creates this, so it kind of look more like the finish. If you look like on an old display, like an 80s display, alphanumeric one, the LED segment is not as distinct as it is on the new one, so it kind of makes it look like an old one, and it kind of, yeah, it looks great. I mean, it looks awesome, and TNA looks great as well. You cannot see the digits as distinctively, and which is pretty awesome. A little bit bummed out about the speaker panel. I don't know if you can see where I'm waving at now. The speaker panel is not the original speaker panel. It's I think it is one from either RoboCop or Phantom of the Opera, because from what I can tell, those are black. And that is obviously not the color. It is supposed to be chrome. And another thing that is not chrome either is the spare ramp I have. So the spare ramp is basically just spray painted. So it's like, so it is a transparent ramp that somebody else spray painted on the back, and so it basically makes it black, right? And those ramps are not available. I can't find them anywhere. So I'm going to have a black ramp and a black speaker panel, and I'm just going to have to live with that, right? And the playfield, what I've done, yes, I've rebuilt all the pop bumpers. Let me see if I can move the camera in a little bit closer here, so we can look at the the fluttering lights and tell you a few things what's going on here. That probably would work. I might need to. How does that look? Am I in frame? Yeah, this is the thing when I don't have a dedicated cameraman, so I can't really see, and the angle display is a little bit weird there. All right, it doesn't matter. I can be out of frame. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so all the GIs has been replaced by the Comet 2 SMD, and I use the type of light that is non-ghosting, because this is flashing, you see, so you don't want ghosting. And I use the one that creates like a starburst pattern on the play field. I kind of like that. It's very cool. And what creates that effect is basically like the tip of the LED basically have a little magnifying glass that reflects back into the LED and kind of creates a starburst pattern. And it just adds a lot of extra light on the play field. Right now it kind of looks like super bright and all weird, but that's just because the tops are supposed to be covered by plastics, right? So I haven't gotten to that yet. Also, something I learned the hard way is that LED flashers does not work well on these games. So a few of the solenoids I had to use the regular 89s instead of LED ones. So now I have LED ones in most of the playfield flashers, backbox flashers. So it's basically just these three: the main blue, red, and yellow, and there were two more dome flashers in the back here. That is kind of part of the ramp assembly. Yeah, it's kind of all different parts here. And this is kind of a fun thing that I kind of discovered when I took this apart. So this is the assembly that goes in the center of the ramp, right? It kind of looks like a smiley face. It has like like teeth and a nose and two LED eyes or flasher eyes there, and has this little bang of a thing. So this is the cap. This is the old cap. I haven't reassembled that yet. And with that said, I have a ton of boring stuff left to do. I need to kind of rivet the ramp assembly back together. Because I took the old parts off. There is a little Y-form guide like this one that needs to go back on the new ramp, and also the switch that detects the ball going around the ramp is also riveted to the ramp. So I need to get my riveting kit out and do all that stuff. Another cool thing, kind of a little detail I kind of added to the game is that I bought Cliffy posts. These are like silver ones. Let's see if I can get the good zoom. And that silverish kind of tone kind of goes with the plastic. Yeah, you can't really zoom in on that, can we? It makes it look really, really good. These posts are like, it's a mix about 7/8 inch and 1 inch, and some of them I have to cut, but it's fine. And what else? Yeah, the pop bumpers, they gave me so much grief. They were like, when I put them together, some of them they didn't really align very well with the switch, so they kind of got. So it's basically like the scoring switch. When it closes, it kind of got entangled in the assembly. It kind of goes up and down, and I wasn't very happy about that. So another thing here, yeah. So you can see that there are some weird. I don't know if you can catch that on the camera, but the lights are like really stuttery, like really like on off, on off, on off. There's no significant ghosting, I would say, but I'm definitely getting an OCD board for this game because it kind of deserves it, because the light show on this game is really good, and with an OCD board you get that nice kind of fade in, fade out when the light show kind of shows, right? But the System 11 or Data East ones for this generation, Data East, are out of stock at the moment. They're coming back in June, they say on the website. So let's just hope for that to happen. yeah, still need to take apart all the assemblies, change the coil sleeve and clean them up. I haven't done that. Yeah, so it's amazing how slow everything goes once you. I told my wife that a minute in here is an hour in real life, which I think is pretty true. But that's pretty much it. I put the cliffies on. There's cliffies on the holes, all the kick-out holes, all the saucers. I have a few more cliffies. There's a ramp. The ramp flap is brand new. I need to put some washers here because somebody over tightened the post here like crazy, right? So there's like really big dents here, so I kind of need to fill that with washers, make sure they don't go any deeper. The other cliffies I got was for the ball guides here, and I noticed that one of the ball guides were already a cliffy, which is really strange, right? So they only replaced like one side with a cliffy ball guide and the other one wasn't, so it's pretty strange. And now while I notice it, I have not switched out the cabinet flipper switches yet, because what I didn't see that they were different, right? So one is new and one is like as old as the game, and I didn't see that at first, so that's going to be replaced as well. When I get there, I also got all new posts for, yeah, I don't have them in here, but like all the red and the blue, the yellow and the red posts, the plastic posts, because they were full of wax, they were dirty, and they were also different makes and models. So some were darker, especially the one that they've replaced the outlane post there. And I just thought, I mean, they're like dirt cheap, so it's basically just get new posts. And they're all nice and got the right shape. And normally you can just put them in a dishwasher and kind of be done with it. But since there weren't that many, they're pretty cheap, they're pretty standard. I thought, well, why not? So that's it. And I don't know if there's any questions while I've been chattering about here. But let's see, there's no question in chat. Perfect. I will simply switch over to. I'll switch over to and play some Twilight Zone, and I'm gonna chase an Easter egg. I'm gonna turn this off so it's not clicking and the relay is going on and off.